Bandit, and welcome to the Money Heist Team channel, where I cover all of my heists that I am currently doing. Now, what do I mean by heist? Well, if you don't know, DeFi is the wild, wild west. Anytime you invest in any of these platforms, it's like robbing a bank. High risk, high reward. These platforms, they're like banks. We, the investors, we're like bank robbers. All we're trying to do is get in and get out with as much money as we can without getting caught with the bag in hand by the rug police. Now, guys, put on your ski masks, grab your shotguns, and follow along on a heist that I just joined a couple of days ago. And this one is called K-100, which pretty much stands for keeping it 100, okay? Now, I'm gonna go straight into this thing, man. You guys could check it out, how this plan works and all that. But why do I think that this thing has an advantage over a lot of the platform? And I think this is going to be one of the top contenders out there in DeFi. Now, this is my personal opinion. So if you don't like it, just shut the fuck up and move along, right? There's always people on the sidelines always want to hate. All right, I like to look at things like numbers. All right, everything has a trend in DeFi. Everything's the same shit. All right, you just gotta look for these patterns. All right. Now, why do I think this is gonna go the distance? Well, it's pretty simple. A lot of you guys want to compare this shit to C12 and stuff like that. You got to ask yourself, platforms like C12, Shuttle, platform that's lasted more than 6 months, right? More than 6 months. What do they all have in common? What do they all have in common? And ask yourself, why is it that when I joined, a month later, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, it rugged, or even a day later, it rugged? Ask yourself that question. All right. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. The only reason C12 lasted this whole entire time, all right, it wasn't nothing spectacular. All right, you have to understand that they wasn't doing anything crazy. All right, it lasted that long because it didn't gain, like, it was out for 6 months. Not a lot of people knew about it when it first came out. All right, when it first came out, not a lot of people knew about it because I've been speaking to so many people when they joined, like, month, they say, I don't know how long it lasts, but let's say 6 months. A lot of people join on month number 5, right close to the end, month 4. So the problem is that all the money that was coming in, it was spread out. All right. There was nothing special about C12 and why it lasted that long. They weren't doing anything special. Around, month number 4, number 5, it started catching so much traction. The more people that come in, what happens? The more people they have to pay out. If C12 right now came out today, let's say we never heard of C12, the plan system, and it came out right now. Let's say C12 came out right now, and all the main YouTubers, every main YouTuber covered it day one. How long do you think that shit was gonna last? How long do you think C12 will last right now if every YouTuber covered it and everything? I'm gonna tell you what, it probably won't even hit a month. All right. Same thing like Shuttle. All right. Why do you think Shuttle lasted this long? It was nothing special, but Shuttle was out for, like, I think 5 or 6 months. It was why? Because when it first came out, no one heard about it. So money was coming in nice and slow. Money was coming in and out. All right. A lot of you guys came in month number 4, number 5, and it was just so much money coming in that they had to pay too much people out. And that's what happens with all these projects. All right. A lot of these projects cannot sustain and can't even go one round. Now, let me ask another question. Projects like Universe 15, what else was out there? There was like Universe 15, 12 by 12, Income 15, XBAM, all these projects that came out. All right. A lot of YouTubers are out there saying, this is the next C12, this is the next C12. So it's enticing for you guys all to go in there thinking, well, if I'm early, if this is like C12, I'm there early. You're wrong, buddy. Look at the YouTubers. Look who's covering this thing. So many YouTubers are covering these projects, all right, that all these projects can't even go one cycle because they have to pay everyone back so quick. So if 5,000 people join on day number 1, all right, let's say you have a plan that goes 12% for 12 days, all right, 12% for 12 days, and 5,000 people join that platform. On the 12th day, they have to pay all those people back, right? They're gonna end their contract. All right, guess what happens? Usually they pull. This is why you see a lot of platforms that are not even going one cycle because they don't have the leg to stand on to support the following on cycle. That's why C12 was very popular because it went a couple of cycles to get up off the ground and continue pushing. A lot of these platforms is just so overloaded with people coming in. All right, they have to pay people out. It doesn't have enough legs to continue pushing. Now that I got that out the way, so why do I think K-100 is a little bit different? Well, for me, in my personal opinion, all right, if you saw the previous video that I made, why I'm taking advantage of the CEO, well, because it's going to have enough legs to stand on. All right, and remember, as long as a platform can complete 1 or 2 cycles to get it rolling, right, get the ball rolling, it's going to do all right. A lot of platforms can't do that because so many people come in right off the rip that they just can't pay everyone out. This one's a little bit different. Why I think is because, like I said before in my other video, Terrence, the co-founder, right, or the dev, whatever you want to call him, he has a huge following. He already has money coming in. He already has a trading platform. He already has $1 million portfolio. So what does that mean? That if anything, I'm not saying I don't know how this thing works, but if anything, right, if this thing starts sinking where, a lot of people coming in, they got people wow, there's different revenue sources that's coming in. All right. Also, don't forget that he also has the tax. All right. That's why I don't mind about the taxes. Maybe this is different from other platforms. All right. Maybe those taxes that are getting charged 10% tax for withdrawal, guess what? Maybe that's going to help out the platform too to get up off its feet and then, continue moving. You have to look at it when these projects come out. As soon as the project comes out, I need you guys to YouTube that project. And you're going to see everyone covering the same project. And a month later, it cannot sustain. Why? Because too many people are coming in. All right, more money has to come out. This was a little bit different because I believe this one has a huge following. He already has the money, the credential. He's also charging the 10% tax. Now, I don't know the 10% tax. Everything goes back to the platform. But if it does, that's more money coming in to sustain itself, to go a little bit, to go the distance, guys. You have to see it from like a money perspective, guys. You got to see it. And I hope that you guys see the pattern that's been going on with all these DeFi projects have been rugging from left to right. All right. I don't usually cover, I'm telling you right now, I usually don't cover project that everyone is doing. This is the only exception. Why? Because I'm using Terrence, this CEO, as my personal advantage because he has a face. He already has a platform out there. He has money. He's always posting trades on, the Telegram group. The dude is making money, and maybe that money's coming right back in. So I'm telling you right now, do not miss all this opportunity. All right, people want to compare all these, this to other platform, this is different. All right, C12 did so well because no one heard about it in the beginning. I'm telling you right now, no one heard about the shit in the beginning. When I talked to a lot of people when they joined, they were in it for like a month. That's it. Those who were in there for 6, 7 months when it first started, and they were good. But by then it was a little too late because guess what? Those people were compounding. Now people joining plus all those guys from day one, it just went downhill. But if C12 came out right now and every single YouTuber covered it right now, how long do you think C12 is gonna make it? I'm gonna be honest, not even a month probably. So I'm telling you, take advantage. Me personally, that's what I'm doing. Why I believe that this thing has, legs to go, the distance. It's because it's gonna take up. It's gonna take off. It needs to take off first. All right. Projects needs to go 1 to 2 months to take off to kind of get that ball rolling. And I believe this is gonna be the one. Okay. But yeah, man. Another thing you guys can see right here. Let me scroll down. You can see it right there. All right. It's about to hit $1 million, I think, by next week. Without a doubt, it'll hit $1 million. So 551,000. Look at the people that are joining. Once again, I know you're like, well, there's a difference between, you're comparing it. Well, a lot of people coming in. That's right. A lot of people are coming in because they support the man. All right. He has a huge following. And once again, he has different sources of revenue coming in. All right. So this is what you got to understand. So that's my personal belief on why I'm doing it. Right. But yeah, I wanted to cover that. Why I think this has a distance. And also another thing, huge update that they've done on this platform. Real quick, let me just sign in. So they just added this new feature right here, the reinvest feature right here. So you could click it, reinvest. It is a 5% fee. So what is the difference between reinvesting and just like the advantage, I guess, between reinvesting and withdrawing your money and depositing it back in? Well, if you reinvest, you're getting charged 5%, right? So if you plan on doing it anyway, I recommend reinvesting, right? If you withdraw all your money and redeposit, it's going to be a 10% fee. So that is the difference. Reinvesting 5%, you go in and reinvest, you can do whatever you want. If you want to wait to the 10 days or you withdraw every single day and then do another deposit, it's going to be 10%. Okay. He also did mention that the fees are not going to go any higher. If anything, they're going to go lower. Okay. So give it time. The fees are not going to go higher. If anything, they're going to get lower. So in the future, we might see 8%, 3%, 4% fee for, deposits. But once again, I don't mind. I'm telling you, I don't mind the fees. I don't. If as long as the money is could cover some of the transactions, so it's not so it's not coming out of our pocket. They got to cover it from the the users money. Then you know what? Let the fees go in. I don't give a shit. As long as it's going back to the platform to cover things and stuff like that, why not? And those who've been in drip, right? Those who know who drip is or what platform drip is, that's been pushing for 2.5 years, understand how important the fees are. You just need fees. You need multiple sources of revenue coming into a platform. Trading is just not going to cover everything. All right. Trading is not going to cover everything. So the fact that they got that going on, like I said, the fact that this man has another platform already, he has a huge following, credibility is on the line. This is why I think this is going to go the distance. Me personally. Now, this thing could go down tomorrow. I don't know. It could get hacked next week. Hey, it is what it is, right? It gets hacked. Then guess what? I was wrong. But that's just my personal belief. Don't compare this to other platforms. Understand why certain platforms have gone the distance, like I said, like C12, Shuttle, these platforms that's gone 6, 7 months. It's not because they've done anything crazy, spectacular. It's because no one's heard of these. And when the investors are coming in, it's spread out. All right, spread out through the year, through the months. All right. Once start noticing, like on month number 4 on a lot of these platforms, where it just starts getting so much attention, a lot of investors starts coming in. That's when there's a little turbulence, right? A little turbulence, and then guess what? It's not able to handle that many people, and that's what happened when a lot of these platforms crashes. This one, like I said, hey, we'll see if it goes the distance due to the fact that this guy has money, other revenues of sources coming in and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I just wanted to make a video on why you not to sleep on this one. Me personally, I think this is could be a good one. Could go the distance. Like I said, I think when we're gonna start seeing other projects, there's a bunch of projects that came out this week. 10% for 11 days. Da, da, da. Once they start crashing, because like I said, everyone's gonna join those. They're gonna crash. People are gonna start noticing this one, and I think if this one, because could survive the next 3 or 4 weeks, and the other platforms start crashing, they're gonna start realizing like, yo, this is gonna be the one, okay? But don't miss out on the opportunity. But like always, man, it's on you guys, man. You gotta do research. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. I'm not saying that this is gonna go for 7 years, 8 years. Hell, I don't even know what's gonna go in the next 7 hours. I don't know. Nothing's guaranteed. I'm just telling you my personal opinion on why I think this is gonna go the distance and why I think this is gonna be very successful. All right. But guys, man, like always, man, make sure you do your research. Continue looking at the security camera, the security guards coming inside the bank. All right, take a look around the bank. Tell me what you guys think. And don't forget to join my Telegram group. And like always, man, please, please stay safe on the rug, please. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.